Round one. Fight! You lose. Round two. Fight! You lose. Round three. Fight!
Wahoo! Welcome, everybody. Caught you off guard, did I?
Yes, probably not only me. Hey everyone, thank you for joining us on this epic Monday evening for us here live stream, where I'm going to continue on what we did in the last live stream. We started on this double gate and it looked like this in the end, and you can see if I do we have another half even? No, we don't. It doesn't matter. We can close this up and we can release 2 marbles from the same place. I have worked today on redoing this whole thing, and I have some exciting design changes. Maybe we can show just the iPad a little quick. So we have, this was a sketch we made, and this is basically the principle still, but I started to think about if I can have only one tube going into the gate and then have a Y split inside the gate. So to reduce the channel, so further up in the machine, instead of having like 2 million channels, we only have to have 1 million channel. So I thought like trying to combine, and I also have some ideas for how to make the bracket. So these are all the things that I've been working on today, this list here. And if we go back to CAD, so this is the old version. I restarted completely from scratch, and this is where I am currently. I'm gonna show you the parts. So this is my new idea, to have the marbles coming in from the side like this. And then there's a marble divider right here. So when this marble is gone, this marble will fall down here. When this marble is gone, this marble will fall down here. So it is a Y split, but it has the same functionality as the marble divider. The marble will kind of jump over. So I'm pretty excited for that. And this is a really small design. And so what you're seeing now are the 2 escapement wheels, and I've been doing the CAD more diligently today. And right now I am working on the POM half that will tie all this together. And hopefully by the end of this stream, I'll have the metal brackets and basically a finished suggestion for the whole thing, I think, by the end of this stream. Looking so much forward to hang out with you, and most of all, Sir 3K. How are you? Tell them about the big cat war that you've been fighting.
No time for me right now, because first of all, I heard a nice little chime here. My favorite sound in the whole wide world. The chimes. And here's our dear old friend, Slice of Sparta. You know it. Let's go. New week, new streams, new marble gates. Same positivity. Let's have a great week and make some magic happen. Cheers. Woo!
Thank you so much, Slice of Sparta. I'm going to now celebrate that with going into my pipe commands.
Oh.
So I have done a sketch here 2 sketches which are only for the sole purpose of cutting the marble paths. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to cut the upper marble path, and what I found works so good is the pipe command. There we go. For some reason, the pipe command follows the you can have sweeps and you can have extend. Well, the other thing is called something else. But the pipe command is always just doing what I wanted to do in these kind of cases.
It's time for marriage.
If I want to marry the pipe command, yes.
Yes.
Of course, I want to marry the pipe command.
There we go.
So here I'm cutting, and now is the question, how much tolerance do we want? Let's zoom in on that.
Oof.
So the marble is now 20 millimeters in my thing. And I think this is going to be CNC, so I don't think we need more than 21. Let's try that.
Ba-boom.
Ba-boom. We have the first path. And then let me put up the second pipe track path I made. And we're going to do exactly the same thing. And it stays on 21. Here we go. So this looks great. I think all the internal things becomes actually correct when I use the pipe command. So that's the marble tracks. And as you can see, they're actually leaning a little bit inwards here. You can see it looks like a Star Wars fighter kind of. And that's because I'm trying to get these 2 marbles to hit the same hit point once they are turned down. So, yeah. And I also have to solve today spring. I have to solve the metal bracket. And I'm also going to CAD the Bowden cable implementation. I think...
What a stream! Ow! Auga!
Nothing but awesomeness, hopefully.
Sneaky beef with a nice comment here. He's bringing up hockey, but he knows how to tell it. Hannes, my apologies for the Panthers Devils game, but I enjoyed the outcome. Doesn't gloat.
No smugness.
No smugness there. Thank you so much. That's the last couple of years have been like that. Shimmers of brilliance, then just collapsing. Well.
Oh, like the Marble Machine project's done. Oh, another cool thing that I found out today, which I can start showing right away. I found out that so on the old gate, I always had this felt pads for positive stop. There is a part here that we should not be here. There we go. And I just realized that I can make so I changed the geometry a little bit of the escapement. They're now pivoting 16 degrees when they're doing the tick-tock of the clock. Here you can see how the marbles are being held. And I'm going to make something now. I drew this profile, this highlighted blue here. So this will be the positive stop, which means that I think it will be very silent and it will be very precise. So no need for glue, felt on. Everything is like, I'm getting a lot of functionality from only a couple of parts. Like I'm trying to get all the functionality I need from the parts that we have to have. And I'm really excited for this positive stop thing. So let's start there to show you what I mean. So let's go into this part and let's isolate it. Hope everyone is doing fantastic. I'm happy for last week. We did a very theoretical week, thinking about processes, thinking about design and stuff like that. But I am happy to be pausing that a little bit and actually doing some CADing. So the idea is to CAD a whole channel from the first marble down into the gate from the programming wheel, one pin. So like make one channel to drop one on one vibraphone plate. And I think that's like a module, and then we can repeat that like 37 times kind of. Let's see where this leads. Still not sure. I'm going to build this machine, still evaluating if this is feasible. But it feels good right now.
Oh, and what else that feels good is Mike Perry with this reassuring comment to me. Hannes, do not fear. There will be a time where the New Jersey Devils will rise and hoist the Stanley Cup high above their heads once again.
Oh,
That's what keeps me going. At least my Swedish team is doing great so far in the playoffs here, so I at least have that.
which one is your Swedish team?
Well, take one guess. I'm close to Gothenburg.
What? Frölunda? Those
Yeah.
are... No. This is...
Yeah, I know you're with those Karlstad suckers.
Yeah. Färjestad. Läbers Lila. All the way.
Great rivalry, though.
Yeah, there are always good matches between these two teams. So,
People are worried about jamming in these parts. This new one with the dividing thingy.
yeah, if it jams, we're not gonna build it. So we have to prototype that, and it's a good thing to be worried for. It cannot happen, and we have to design it so that it doesn't happen. So that's a good point.
Yeah, and Steven Detweiler, how would this design work with fast music and prevent jamming?
Yeah, it's probably going. Yeah, it's a good question. Since it's a double drop. I think it will work. It has to, or we're gonna find out, and that's also something that we can find out with 3D prints and maybe physics simulations. So I'm cutting away here. So now it's the question: how much slack are we going to leave the escapement wheel? A whole millimeter? No. Half a millimeter? Yes. So I'm cutting away that, but I'm not cutting away this little island here, this little beautiful island, because that's our positive stop.
I just love the sound with that, the positive stop.
You don't want negative stops.
Yeah, it always intrigued me. I really love that.
It's cool. I wonder
I
why
don't know what it does, but it's a positive stop.
So that's a great question for chat. I've always been wondering about the same thing. Is there such a thing as a negative stop in like design?
I don't want to hear any of that.
No, but
Don't send me any negative stop.
maybe that will make us like appreciate the positive stop even more.
Yeah, that's true.
So here you can kind of see that the little island I left will now force this pivot to only pivot 19 degrees. And since it's in here, it won't make a big bam sound. If I put a stop down here, it will make a big bam sound. So I'm pretty up for that.
And Toby Hall says here, the jam potential is at the split, not at the escapement. Is that something you concur with, Martin?
Yeah, so...
The traffic jam up there?
So this comes in with pressure to the right in the image. I see one only possible jam. And it's the jam session. 2 puns at the same time.
Double pun!
We are delivering. This is, what more can you ask for? Seriously, stereo pun right there. I see. So if the pressure is too high for the marble coming in from the right, these marbles can be left hanging in the air, so they're not falling down. That's one possible thing. I don't see anything else really, because they always go down with the exact perfect height. So when this is in the half step, this will be halfway. No, I think it's okay.
Okay, yeah. Gonzo is back.
Yeah, nice. Hi, Gonzo. This is actually, I have to give credit to Gonzo because this inline design where the escapement wheel is the wheel that takes care of the marbles. That was Gonzo was championing this like a year ago. So that's thanks to Gonzo. What is he saying?
Very nice and easy to prototype if you have the right size of marbles.
Yeah, so that's maybe stupid that I did it in 20. But maybe you can actually take the CAD, because I'm uploading it on the website, and just shrink and enlarge the whole thing.
Is the design parametric?
Yes.
Oh, you see, I learned some stuff here.
It's badly parametrics. I shouldn't say too much. Okay, let's see again here. I have to give this a little more space here. So let me go back into the sketch.
Sean Crawford, in this case, the word positive is a synonym for intentional.
Ah, that's interesting. So it means like it's a stop that was put there by intention and not by accident.
Matt Werner, positive in this case means sure, reliable, fixed.
Ah, fixed as in intentional.
Yep.
Thank you. So I'm going to cut away some material down here. So our release thing, this, can pivot in and out without touching anything.
Eric Shuffro, jams could be reduced if the center lines of the top row of marbles were unaligned. The center lines of the top row of marbles.
Also, I think you mean that this marble, sits a little higher and pushes the next marble.
Push it a little bit down.
Pushing it down like a billiard ball. I was roasting my friends in pool the other night. They were actually lying on the floor crying.
Literally?
Yeah,
I didn't see it, so you can say anything you want right now.
And then someone said, "Martin, you're giving too much away. You look smug all the time." And then I had to kind of focus more on not looking smug than making the shots. So yeah, looking forward to the world tour. We should have like a pool table in the
buzz.
In the after parties.
Just with marbles. Billiards with marbles.
Maybe I should finish the machine first.
Yeah. Well, we need to dream also. This is the dream factory. Grow, HH. Do you remember how marbles jammed in a zigzag on the old machine? Is this similar design ways? The zigzag and this?
Zigzag.
The zigzag marble gate?
Yeah, they were left hanging in the air. Yes. Yeah, this is I've been thinking about this today as well. It is a valid concern. It doesn't render the part unusable just right yet. Because it's also the first iteration, and I think the kind of marble divider idea to have only one pipe going out is brilliant. So I want to kind of fight for it because we're gonna run out of space on top of the machine if we don't do something like this.
Yeah, and I think Yoshik V Tumane has a great suggestion there. I think the best way to know if it'll jam or not is to build a prototype and test it. So that's where we're headed.
Yeah, I'm going to get my 3D printer here soon, and also anyone else online can prototype it when I uploaded the CAD.
Nice. So how has your day been, Martin? It feels kind of strange knowing that you've been sitting here during the day, working without me watching you, drawing every line in CAD. Was it lonely? Was it epic? Were you happy?
It was kind of epic.
What?
No, I'm just so happy for you. Tell them about the cat war.
The cat war has... the all-out cat war does not exist yet anyway.
No.
No, it has gone super well actually. So I feel really good I was thinking I would not get a lot of sleep, and I would be pulling my hair and feeling bad for the cats. But so far, so good.
So-
They're not super interested in each other. They're in separate rooms right now.
Provide new listeners some context. You are moving one cat in with two new cats.
Yeah, me and my girlfriend moved together this weekend. You were great help. You using your pumped up muscles, lifting all those flight of stairs. Pretty epic, man.
It was fun. It was
Yeah.
fun.
So we moved together, and she has 2 cats, and I have 1 cat, and they have never met. I guess they have smelled each other's scents over the last year and a half. But now we're gonna move them together, and so far they have 1 room each where we keep them. So if my cat is in her room, the others can run around in the apartment, and then we switch around. And so we have play time for them, rotating schedule. Release them out on the courtyard. They can run around a bit.
Fantastic.
And yeah, they meow at each other.
Oh, they meow at each other?
Yeah, they but don't whine. That was the main thing I was concerned about. Oh damn, are we gonna have cats like screaming the whole days?
Yeah.
But yeah, they seem a little talkative to each other. Not very, very angry. My cat, though, it was kind of Jurassic Parkish when one of her cats got really close to the door. And all you can hear is she just stood up on her back feet and just smashed her paws against the door. And the Velociraptor wanted to escape. But so far, so good. And they're not stressed at all. Like Pixel, my cat, she came out yesterday. She jumped up in my lap and just fell asleep.
Oh.
They eat, they go to the toilet, and they're consent so far.
The first I heard about Pixel, since Hannes is a camera guy, said it's gonna feed her until she becomes Megapixel. That's awesome. That's awesome. We did one side here. I've cut everything out from that side, and things are looking kind of good. So I'm going to do the same on the left side. The 2 sides are not symmetrical because I wanted this 10-degree angle on the top here. So otherwise I could just mirror all this, but they're actually individual. So I wanted the marbles coming in at an angle. That's why. Yeah, that's great news. Great news with the cats. I'm very relieved, actually.
Yeah, Yeah, you saw me. I was nervous a whole week beforehand.
Yeah.
I project so much emotions on my cats.
Yeah, but you've been best friends forever, right?
Yeah.
Not for nothing.
Yeah. So that's why the streaming schedule is little strange. We don't want to leave them alone.
You were on caternity leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my girlfriend started her new work today, so that's why I was home. And now we got to do a couple hours here in the evening.
And hopefully with a finished gate by the end of it.
Yeah, and Slice of Sparta says, if Martin streams in a forest and H3K isn't there to run it, does he make a sound? Question mark.
I think the answer is no. Hoa rugglan i skogen, we say in Swedish.
Hoa ruggla i skogen.
Mm. So, it's funny that I use good CAD practices the whole day until the stream when I start to cheat, so you all can witness me cheating. So it's okay.
Gonzonator, as long as they always alternate, it shouldn't jam. That's something you can fix in programming.
Yeah, so alternate is I was thinking about that. That's why I didn't do the Y-split Gonzonator, because I know your Y-split can take non-alternating pattern, but I felt that I didn't want a long Y-split. So I think if you, I think actually you can go only one channel. So what Gunsnator means is if you take marbles only from the left channel here, I think that would work. If you take only marbles from the right channel, I think that would work too. So, Gunsnator, how do you think they will jam if we didn't alternate? Because I don't think it would. I hope it would. I hope it wouldn't.
He also wrote a little bit earlier here. Yeah, I built some Y splitters. They're pretty good at jamming.
Okay, good. Then good. I didn't use them then.
John loves the Lord. Left channel will only play when double note is needed, right? Or do they alternate the whole time?
Oh, that's an interesting question. When there's no, when there's, and it's an interesting philosophy. When there is no need for a fast note, when there is a lot of time, if on a vibraphone, and we have this note and we do something else, and then same note again, we can play the same again actually. So I haven't been, I've been just thinking alternate because I did that on the, I had that as a kind of a rule on the old machine, but maybe on this one we don't have to. Let me see how I can do this. So let me project this circle. What? Why can't I? Is it too many?
Gonsonator, the one behind can get underneath.
The one I don't understand.
No. Clarify, please, Gonzo. And I think, yeah, I heard a chime. This is for MM3 for the win. This is not the topic for today, but let's just read it here. If you wanted circular vibraphone, turn the prog wheel 90 degrees.
MM3 for the win. Wonderful username, and thank you so much for the support. Yeah, it's such a cool idea to turn the wheel 90 degrees. It's just that,
Could it work in theory?
yes, of course.
But really tricky.
It's just that it unvalidates everything that we have validated on the first machine. And something that a lot of people is trying to like really bang into my head is the value of things that have been prototyped. So I think like changing direction altogether is such and I also think circular vibraphone is not really form from function. The hardest thing is that everything you put in the middle has no space. So how if you have to feed a circular vibraphone with marbles, they all want to start at the same position. You can solve it. Oh, imagine like the helix. Oh, now I get a good idea about how to solve that.
Not for this stream. But thank you so much for the support.
Yeah.
MM3 for the win. Love the name.
And I truly love
The concept of it is brilliant.
Yes. I just want to make the anime music. Why can't I choose this line?
And Pete Petticone. Pete C. Cone. Sorry for butchering your name there, perhaps. How is Martin going to handle the case when the inner channel is popping its marbles so fast that the outer channel doesn't get any new marbles pushed?
That doesn't happen. The marbles come in much faster than one single channel can repeat itself.
Let's see here. Gonzo with a follow-up here. Middle marble at the top can be forced by pressure to lift the second one from the left up. That could starve the rear channel.
Middle marble. Let's see here. Middle marble. Can you read again?
Middle marble at the top. Who's the fairest of them? Middle marble at the top can be forced by pressure to lift the second one from the left up. That could starve the rear channel.
Second one from the left up. I'm slow. Sketch to Dropbox. I'm slow. Now maybe. Oh, finally I was able to make that into not a construction line. That took 100 years. Let me try this.
Moen is in chat today as well. You have some advantage over those Y splitters since you have a fixed position for the marbles. However, the Y splitter must be made to not jam.
Definitely.
And here comes Gonzo again and says, oops, I meant right. I don't know. That doesn't make me any wiser.
It's hard.
The second one from the right. Up, okay.
Yeah, it's
so it pushes up against the... Oh, I don't know.
Sorry, Gonzo, can you write it like again with everything in one thing? It's
John Loves the Lord Gonzo meant right. If the marbles are under pressure, the marble over the left channel could be suspended and not drop in.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So under pressure is so Sidon wrote something in the last when we talked about what if the queue goes empty. And then I said, we're not going to allow the queue to go empty ever. And then he was like, yes, edge case elimination rather than edge case optimization is such a good design strategy, Sidon said. And that stuck with me so much. So I allowed too many edge cases because of aesthetics on the machine before. And basically this machine will have so many marbles, or we're just going to design it so we're never going to run dry, which means that the pressure will always be constant, which means that we don't have this edge case that Gonzo rightly pointed out, because you're absolutely right now when I understand what you meant. Let's see here.
My friend.
Yes?
Do you want some more thinking oil?
Oh, I haven't even started. You can go and get for you. I have mine.
Do you want me to warm it for you?
Oh, man, please.
I can do that.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Let's remove the sketches and see what we have here. I really, really love this part. I really, truly love it. It's like... It's saying something about where all this could potentially go. That is kind of exciting. I don't know if I love this little extra thing here though. So I'm thinking when the marble is getting dropped. No, I'm not gonna have this extra. I'm talking about this little thing here in the end. I'm gonna remove those as well. Because maybe it could give a little tink in the marble when it's dropped. Let's see if I can just fix that. So I'm just gonna take the tip off as well. So many sketches. Green sketches as well. So this is a sandwich design. And I have cool ideas to use these 4 holes for the bolt holes that keeps them together. And I have a cool idea for the metal bracket with some bends, which are gonna be stops for the Bowden cables coming in. So I have actually all that prepared in my head. So pretty soon I should be done with these POM parts, and then we can go on to the metal hardware. This looks nice. You know what? Let's add marbles, because when we're adding marbles, that's always like making things a little more intuitive. So, new component, marbles. I think if we're lucky, do we have all the points I need? I think so. That kind of this part can point out a really nice form from function direction for the entire project. Ooh, I can do pattern on path perhaps. Let me try to be a little flashy with y'all. Because I have the pipe sketch right here. Check this out. I'll do a pattern on path. Boom. I have my I do it on the body, this body, and I select this path, hopefully. Let's see if it accepts the jagged line. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't at all. Thank you so much, Hannes. No, it doesn't look like it's... Wait, there's one. Maybe it was just too long. 10.
Got attacked by my microphone.
200, 100. Distance. Extent. I want spacing. Okay, it's giving me a little hard time, but it looks like it wants to. 100, 40. Um, 90. I don't really understand why it doesn't take 80, 70. I don't understand why it doesn't want to work with me. 60. Spacing. This is not how it's supposed to be. 70? No.
Robert Ekendal also that edge case would be resolved by playing alternate channels. And I guess they're talking about the Gonsonator ones. Where it gets stuck.
So, yeah, that's true. That's true, Robert. This was a bad use case for pattern on path. It's a wonderful tool, but since my line is jagged, it works better when your line is like tangential all the way. So I could okay this, and then we have marbles all the way. You just want to show like how the function works. But I rather actually just copy them from point to point. So I'm gonna delete this. Here's another very, very, very basic Fusion 360 tip. If there's any Fusion beginners out there, point-to-point moving command. Took me a long time. So when I started with Fusion, I was like, oh, I can move it. Okay, I move it like this. Oh, it's probably there. And then you don't really know. There is a better way. So I copy this and I put the point-to-point move command. which means that I say an origin point, which is this, and a destination point. Boom. So now I can just do that over and over again, point to point from the middle of the sphere to my sketch points there. So this is wonderful, and it can help you in so many different times.
Nice. You know what else helps in difficult times? A little chime. And Fredward with a question and his support here. We have Fredward, and he's asking you, are you solving for an old problem? Question mark. Why not design a gate with a single marble path that can play at the required speed? KISS, which I have learned stands for keep it simple, stupid, right?
Yeah, so thank you so much, Fredward. A very, very good question in the line of like, don't assume, question everything. So I really appreciate the question. We did calculation on how soon we have to repeat something, and we have to repeat something within 300 milliseconds, and it's just too quick for any kind of marble gate, because however, if you think first principles, you can use pneumatics and microcontrollers and solenoids, any kind of mechanical marble gate that I can think of anyway. It's because when a marble is released, a new marble has to take its place, and I also want it to come into resting position to have an accurate drop. Also, the registrator, of course we have double registrator. So basically, loading the next marble takes more time than how fast we have to repeat it. So for example, the classic example, you have there, that's 300 milliseconds. And imagine on that time, drop, load, rest, drop. Drop, load, rest, drop. I can't sing that fast anyway. Which is probably not like the best way to test that out, but basically that's why. And I have seen on the previous marble machines that when I come up to the gate's limitations and I try to repeat a note faster than what it's designed for, the timing is suffering. But if someone can, the solution would be to solve for an ultra-fast charging. Something
that shoots the marble in place.
Yeah. Like Tesla is using the gigapresses they put vacuum into the press, and then they explode this molten aluminum in like 34 milliseconds into the whole shape of the casting. So kind of, if you can kind of pressurize a little vacuum chamber and have the marble kind of being like exploding into place before being dropped, maybe that could be something. Wow.
Yeah, Slice of Sparta again with one of of life's biggest questions. Can y'all even imagine there are YouTubers out there that have to stream without the Hannes? Woohoo! Woohoo!
I tried once without Hannes and never again. No, it's
the ego on this guy is getting too big now.
Yeah, it's like I'm very happy. I'm very happy that you kids play so nice with each other while the rest of the family is busy at work over here. No, it's true. I would never be doing this project at all if I couldn't like hang out with you while I'm trying. So
yeah,
already there.
Thanks, my friend. And as Sneaky Beef says there, a stream without the Hannes is not a stream I'd ever watch. Yes, keep on bringing it.
It's gonna be my life goal to invent a stream like that. This marble has already dropped. Let me remove it.
And Dan Segolov is wondering here, Sir 3K, did you see my simple marble gate design I uploaded today?
Ooh, let's look at it.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that we usually do a design review usually once a week. We haven't gone to it with the latest batch, so it will come up all the stuff that people have submitted. We will go through everything in a Dropbox someday this week, depending on my cats.
Which is funny because it's true.
Yes.
So let's do a little black background for the POM. Oh, that looks a little boring. Let's not do that. Let's do rather shiny marbles. There we go. So I think this is looking really great. So here's a cool thing. When we mirror, so we're gonna mirror this whole part here, the POM part. Let me do that right now. Mirror components, choose it from the tree. I choose the surface here. So here's a cool thing. Look at this. It's all tight and neat, and we don't see a thing. Just the way we want it. There are ways to open up the design a little bit, but that's not why we're here right now. Look at this drop though. Doesn't that look really industrial? We have to have cameras like filming from here. Anyway, the cool thing now is that the moving parts have, you can see here, 0.5 millimeter of clearance around them. But these parts are actually touching each other on all these areas. So the areas I'm making blue here are bumping up against each other, which means that we can sandwich these with bolts. So I can have these things pivot on bolts, and I can sandwich and pull everything really tight without locking up the moving parts inside. I think that's a beautiful design. Oh, I have one more thing up here. I'm gonna make the PMA pipe because I think we want an acrylic pipe coming into here. And I need some more meat up here. So let's add that.
Let's see what happens if I press this button right here. Almost. Almost. No.
No? You'll get there. One beautiful day.
One beautiful day. We'll just have to do it this way then. I guess this is what he talked about that he uploaded.
Okay. Avoiding pressure lockup of marble gate escape mechanism from Andy Taylor. First of all, thank you, Andy, for using our suggestion template.
Just a shame that I screw up with our layout here, but that will be sorted out.
Concern. Pushing back escapement wheel against pressure weight of marbles on it could cause wheel to jam. Martin says the pushback in current design will be slight, but any pushback resistance could cause a jam. It's like asking me to lift up a 10-ton rock, but saying it's okay as I only have to lift it up a fraction of a millimeter, I still can do it. Solution. Make escapement arm locking faces arcs from the escapement arm pivot. Locking faces are arcs centered on arm pivot will rotate without pushing against wheel. This would actually work. Why did we actually claim that there were no solution? Maybe it was for clocks. Or wait, will it? Well, on the sketch it works. So this is a great visualization, Andy. What I said though is that the interaction was 0.01 millimeters, so a tenth of a millimeter, which I said was less than the slack in the system, which means that while the wheel is pushed back, the marble is not. So in your analogy, when you're gonna lift the rock, it's like you standing with a lever under it and you're moving the lever a little bit without the rock moving. And my point is that you would be able to do that because it would be a little slack in the lever. However, when I see your design, I don't really see why it wouldn't work. So the only difference is that the arm underneath there is going on only one little point.
Gonzo added the curvature is in the opposite direction. Is that with this design?
The curvature is in the opposite direction. Your arms have different lengths, though. But maybe my arms also have different length.
Cool suggestion, though.
Yeah, really cool. I'm going to investigate it in this stream, Andy, and I really appreciate the suggestion because, to me, we had a clock expert in the last stream saying like this problem is unsolvable. So, but right now when I see your sketch, I think it looks solvable. But it might be that you did some magic with the arm lengths that I'm not able to do. So that might be like keeping me away from actually utilizing exactly your idea. But I like it. If we can design it so it doesn't move, that's better. Does anyone know why Fusionists sometimes make small dots?
Chat, you know what to do. And Toby Hall wonders here, or he says, I'm just continuously wondering why there's a divide at each pair of channels rather than focusing effort on the overall divider. This approach seems to be adding more points of failure unnecessarily.
Okay, good. Very simple reason. Um, 37 notes down here in a piano pattern. So they're on top of each other. 2 drops. Wait. Two drops per channel equals, how many is that? 74? 74 tubes. So we need 74 of everything. If we use the space to make the split inside the part, we only need 37 of everything.
Yeah, okay.
So the tubes are long, and also I think this would mean double row marble divider, double row MDiv, and this would be single. And on the top, I want to make the machine transportable, so I don't want to make it super high. And I just think it's the solution we're applying here inside the gate is how the marble divider works. So if we can get a little marble divider for free that is exact, because it's only 2 POM parts that are CNC machine and put exact together, that has precisely the geometry we're making it, and that means that we can skip. We can kind of make the top of the whole machine half size. And for all the other, so I'm very worried about space, how we would pull the marbles in. But the other idea is to do 2 rows of marble dividers. So if we have the gate here, so this is the droppers, dropping a marble there, dropping a marble there, nice design. So here's the escapements like this. So this row comes here, and here's 1 PMA, tube. Then you have to have another PMMA tube coming over for this row. And then you have to have marble divider 1 here and marble divider 2 here. And I mean, this is definitely an option as well. This gate will be higher to accommodate for the 2 pipes. It's definitely an option. I just have the idea. So then how do you decide? It's too... I think the marble divider, if we're going to use like a marble divider on the last one, it makes a lot of noise. So here we kind of have double noise, but maybe that's not true because it's the same amount of marbles. And maybe this is better because the marbles are getting more time. Yeah, so this solution spreads the marble division out on 2 planes, which might actually be advantageous. But yeah, so we can definitely go to this. Maybe there is an advantage to have the function more spread out. How do we choose though what marbles to send to 1 and what marbles to send to 2? Yeah. Questions.
Simon Schaller, watchmaker here. Why do you always design both pallets rectangular to the center? When you design the upper pallet with a different angle, the gate wants to close itself without spring force.
Also, do you mean nice to have another watchmaker here?
Yeah, that's
awesome.
That's our crowd nowadays.
Yeah, that's our crowd. That's awesome. Can you read it again?
Why do you always design both pallets rectangular to the center? When you design the upper pallet with a different angle, the gate wants to close itself without spring force.
Ah, I see what you mean. It's kind of pulling it down. The marble pressure like pulls it down.
And Simon says later on here, the lower pallet is designed in a way that the wheel is stopped, but the upper part can be angled so it pushes the moving part back.
Okay, but that's exactly what we want to avoid. No pushing back, no backlash, hopefully, because then we have to push the whole marble queue. So and also the closing, we need a spring regardless. So I don't see the advantage in doing that, actually. So what we've really been trying to do is to have the pallet perpendicular to the pivot point here. It doesn't look perpendicular at all right now. No, to the resting position here. So it sounds like you want the backlash, and I think what we are trying to do is that we're trying to get rid of the backlash. Am I understanding that correctly?
Well, you tell me.
So Simon Schaller, I'm curious if you wanted to introduce backlash, or because the self-closing is cool, but on the upper, that's gonna fight against the spring tension, because when it's opened, the spring will be in tension. So I don't think the marble pressure would be enough to counteract that anyway.
And Elon Musk has joined the chat as well.
Nice.
I'm becoming watchmaker too. starting in 4 months. So Elon
That's fantastic.
evolving, right?
Oh, and it's really Elon. Nice to see you here, Elon. I really love what you do, actually. I learned a lot about less dumb design requirements. Actually, I canceled Marble Machine X thanks to something you said on YouTube. A lot of people got angry with me, but then I turned to you as an example. You don't seem to care so much about that, so thank you for good inspiration.
John loves the Lord. Please surround the angle on the upper marble path to avoid jams.
That might be kind of brilliant idea. Ooh. John loves the Lord. Some divine inspiration there. Doing the Lord's work. I think that is probably pretty epic idea. Although it's going to ruin everything else I've CAD'd because it's not mega parametric. But to just pivot this down here. You know what? I'm gonna add it to the list. I want to keep on going because I want to show people where I'm going with the spring design. But I am definitely going to add rounded path. Because I didn't see it until now, but you're absolutely correct. Round path. It would make it better. Thank you. So simple.
Yeah, love it.
I think it's... So if someone is insecure about what we're talking about, it's that we can do kind of this. So instead of this janky corner, we can do this.
Oh yeah.
So the marble follows this curve like this instead.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant because then that can never hang in the air. We have to just make sure that this second one is not climbing. That's the super important thing. But brilliant suggestion. Thank you so much.
Jonathan Walsh, have you thought about building or asking someone to build a test fixture for a single marble gate? It could be mostly electronic, run for days straight, and test actual millions of marbles.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Like in IKEA, you know.
Oh,
where
yeah.
they test their chairs or mattresses.
So there's a whole group on Discord, like only with testing and stuff, and a lot of people are talked about testing, and this is one of the big things that we did wrong on Marble Machine X. I didn't test, and just like you say, you can leave it on during the night with a camera and just fast forward and say, okay, it's been playing for 20 days. We don't think it will jam live. So that's a great idea. All those things are going to be part of, like, it's another chapter in the story, because since I still don't know if I'm going to build this machine, since I'm just evaluating the feasibility, I am cautious with starting too many like collaborations and projects. But once we have some exciting design, I can't wait to get going with all that thing. So this is the fitting for the PMA pipe. We're going to pretend it's 25 and 26 millimeters. 25. And no, not this way. I don't mean this way. 30. So this is how far it will protrude in. We're going to make our legendary resolve. My favorite command.
Resolve.
Yeah. Revolve. Sorry.
I was just thinking resolve would be a good command for life, right?
Yeah. No,
you want to revolve everything here.
I want everything to be revolving around this. So, and now we can also do a mock-up PMA tube. Let's do a new component. PMA. Let's do some nasty sketches right here. I love this rounded corner idea from John the Lord, or what's the username?
John loves the Lord. It should be Lord loves John. For that brilliance.
Definitely. Something tells me, my friends, that if we only need one pipe going into these things, the full note vibraphone is going to be more feasible. We can add, like we just saw, there's a big chance that we can, I'm sketching. That's why it's so fun now, because if you have a better idea than mine, I'm going to use it, like promise. So for example, the idea of to not have a split in, we can just do this, and we can do double marble dividers over here. And when I thought about it, I realized that the marbles would have more time. But this is easy when we think it's 37 on what happens when the black keys enter. That's where I am. So when we have black keys as well, who knows? Maybe then it's 4 marble dividers. And how do we then mix between those 4? Yada, yada, yada. So we can still do it. But I'm kind of pursuing one idea at a time. The pipe is protruding too far. It's in the way for this marble to fall down. Let's fix that. 30. There we go. Now you can see that this marble can fall straight down. I have the feeling this will work, and it will just save us so much space and so much sound. No, actually, one marble divider would sound less, because you have the tick, 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 tick. We have to think about a marble divider as well. I don't know how to build a marble divider, but probably we can make a better one than before. Okay. What? So here's the thing.
The thing? Oh.
And this, I have to pull this. What's this? I have to pull the mirror after the revolve, then both half gets revolved. It looks exactly like the Intel machine, where you don't see anything and it's not fun to look at it. It's funny because once this machine is done, so many people will understand why I was fighting for some stupid things on the Marble Machine X. They were like, now we get it why Martin wanted to expose all the mechanical functions on the Marble Machine X, and that he wanted it so badly so the machine stops working. Because this gets boring after some time. But.
As we said countless times, a working machine will not be boring, though.
No. And there are. I want to show the audience actually an idea, because we talked about cutting windows, and then a hashtag started. Please no windows. But we can actually put see-through on the outside here. Let's not do it now, but we can do it. Okay.
You want some interesting facts?
Sure.
From Mike Perry. Martin, did you know that Wayne Gretzky has a brother named Brent? Both hold the record for a combined total of 2,861 points. Wayne holds 2,857 of those points.
I had no clue.
Brent, good on those 4 points. There we go.
This is some inside hockey that I'm not, that I don't understand. Is it a joke or is it, what is it?
It's probably real. His brother had 4 points.
For combined as brothers. Now I understand. That's cool.
Woohoo!
Now I understand. Let's make thanks, Mike. Let's make a metal bracket.
Let's hope those marble gates aren't as slow as your brain, Martin.
It was just slightly off topic. Just slightly off topic.
Slightly.
So here's my idea.
Robert Ekendal, I think you should have Windows so that you can understand why it jams.
Okay, but if it
Oh, that was kind of passive aggressive almost now.
yeah, that's that is yeah, maybe I revert to CNCing it in acrylic, although I don't want to. Maybe acrylic is the thing. Whole thing in acrylic. Oh, it looks horrible. Okay, let's make the metal bracket here. So let's say that we are, and I'm a little excited about this. So here is a square tubing CNC cut from 24/7 steel or likewise. And this square tubing has notches at perfect positions. We're not going to see them from this. But in these notches, some welder have welded 2 brackets like this. And these brackets are perfect sideways position. So now I'm making the thing holding our bracket. And the reason why we have brackets here is because we want the thing to be removable. So let's tidy this up a little bit. This is going to be easier once you can see it in 3D. So let's make this 30. And this is an M8 bolt. This is 8. This is 5. And let's say this is 12. And if we make these concentric, it's already concentric. We also make this 12. So I can just actually show you how I mean. Let's make a wall thickness. So if we say that this is the square tubing, then we have the brackets sitting in notches. I'm not going to make the notches now because it's not what the design is about. Let's do it the other way. But the notches here will be CNC cut, so there's no guessing where to weld these on. And then you can see that it's aligning exactly with the back side of our marble gate. That's where I'm going to put the springs and the Bowden cable. And I'm going to make a lot of features in metal for that. So this is kind of another part. This is kind of and what's cool is that this steel tubing will be part of the structural frame. So it's like using the structural frame as support for the things we need to make.
Oh, I missed my mouth.
Let's find the origin and let's just make these lines black. All the lines are black. And the sketch is constrained. There we go. And first of all, we need to make a bracket that reaches some different points. So let's make it very utilitarian at first. So here we go. Here comes one. Should it be held by the bolts or should it be held? Then if we put welds on the wrong side, the thing will not. No, I'm gonna make it simple. So the bracket comes here. And it attaches with 2 bolts over there. And then it goes here. It goes here. Goes here. And this is going to be laser CNC by 24/7 steel as well. They have this wonderful tool where you can submit the parts, and they can also bend them, and you can see what they're. You get a cost estimation within like a few minutes. So then you can even redesign your part and try to make it cheaper, which is pretty cool. And then, oh, that's where I want to go. Here. So here's our bracket.
That is a good point also from Aaron Shearer. Windows or acrylic for a testing prototype would provide that visibility which could aid in understanding marble behavior.
That's good, but if there's even like a 1 million, if it's even a chance that it will stick, I'm gonna scrap the whole design. So if we make it in POM, of course in iteration, but I don't want to make a design on this machine that we have to tweak to make it work. Like the design, because so
it needs to be flawless straight from CAD.
Yeah, that's kind of going to be the rule for everything on this project. Otherwise, I'm gonna build a machine for like $1 million, and it will fail somehow. But it's a good point. The point is well made though. That if we make like one in acrylic, we can see how it happens.
See how they move.
Yeah, but it's
You don't care. I don't want to see them move. They're gonna drop.
No, I mean, I just mean that if we're that close to failure, we failed that the design is already failed, and we need to do so. Like that's the lesson from our Machine X. We have to have a huge amount of redundancy and resilience. Okay, here's my strange. Let me extrude this. I think these are 4 millimeters. So 4 millimeters, new body, boom. So this is kind of my idea for holding the whole thing. So, and here, because the vibraphone does not have an equal center, because it's graduated bars, so every channel has their own distance, which also makes it maybe why I want fewer pipes. And then we can measure the distance and we put these at exactly correct spot. So we can't just repeat the position of the marble gates 37 times. It's going to be a custom position for each tone. But now you can see like how it's being held. Let me actually now start to color the POM maybe black. That was not what I wanted to do. So we kind of see the difference between the metal and the POM. This is going to be transparent. So here you will see the marbles. I will be able to show the marbles a little bit later.
Amnesite. Has Martin considered yet how many marbles per second the machine will have to sustain and the max MPS output? And will there be a fuse equivalent if the machine exceeds this point?
Good question. And at the moment, no, but it should absolutely be done later. So at the moment, we're like last week, we were high level on the whole project and the process. And now I am like super low level only on one gate and thinking only about that. But later when we design the lifts and stuff, we definitely need to look at what you're saying.
And Mike Perry with a question, will the square tube be used in routing the Bowden cables?
Oh, that's a great idea because we can... Nice one, Mike, because we can cut those holes here.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a fantastic idea. So what Mike means... I wasn't thinking about this
Routing the cables inside there.
Oh, yeah. Inside is tricky. But you could clean it up by routing them through from this side. Because with the CNC tube cutting, we can cut holes like this in the square tubing with CNC. So you could have this as a way to clean things up and route them through like this, which is super neat.
Oh, yeah.
So, let me do, let me check the length of the bolts now. First, let's add 4 bolts that are currently from this surface to here, 34 millimeters. So let's do 35 millimeter ones. I'm just going to insert from the best thing about the US.
McMaster car.
McMaster car. Find. I think should we do flat? That's too much countersinking. No, we have the space. Let's keep it simple. Socket heads M4, and I want the ones with a flat area. So we go for the 35 ones, partially threaded. No, 3D SolidWorks. 3D step, no threads. It saves a little bit on Fusion. Oh no, I want to see the thread. Actually, I'm curious. Let me take one with thread.
Save before.
Yes, I've saved.
Nice.
I did it as a tick. So I'm actually... Wait, that's the wrong... What happens here? We're gonna see... insert McMaster car component. There we go. Screws and bolts. Socket head screws. Metric. $35. I'm gonna choose the same one, but I'm gonna take the ones with threads. Because I'm curious about how long the flat area is, because I want our rotating things to rotate on the flat area. So you can see here that the flat area is a little bit too short, I think, for me to be excited about it. But I think on some of them, the flat area is super long. You know what? That's maybe the flat head bolts. Let's not dive into this now, but just so for the viewers, so you understand where I'm going. I want the moving parts to be moving on this part of the bolt, not on the thread, obviously. That will slowly eat the POM, although I think it won't, but it's of course better there. Let's join this bolt with you.
Oh, that's so cool.
It is
the
cool.
Animation.
So look here, Hannes. The bolts that are keeping the thing together is also the axles, the pivot point for all the moving parts.
Uh-huh.
Do we like it or do we love it?
Should be awesome. Yes. Yes. Less parts.
Yeah, yes, less parts. You have things doing double work. I love it. So I'm just gonna put the other bolts on. Boom. So, question for chat. If we were to have like 6 marble dividers, how to guide how to divide the marbles between the dividers? That's a kind of a...
Chat is screaming now here about something called shoulder bolt. Mr. B Fox 1775, and a lot of people agree. Shoulder bolt would have a precision smooth shank to be used as that axle.
That is a brilliant idea. I have mostly seen shoulder bolts short. Let's go and investigate. So
like MasterCard. Oh yeah, baboof.
Oh, that was a mistake, but
always good to see some mole whacking.
So the shoulder bolts are so short and also expensive, but let's try to get some. Let's try to get. I'm really gonna try to get sponsors for this machine. There should be some bolt manufacturers out there.
Where do I send my money? I want to have my name on the screws.
Just send shoulder diameter 4. Shoulder length. Ooh, look at this. This is so fun. Ooh, the metric slotted low profile steel shoulder screws. Beautiful. They are going to... I have to sell my shirt for this. Shoulder length. I should have checked that before, of course. Wait, I said 35 and I want it to bite in the last 10. So 25 or 22. Each $3. And we want 74 times 4. You do the math. So this is overkill, but it's beautiful. Thread length 5mm. Oh, it's very short threads actually. Shoulder length 25. Is that enough? No. Sorry. Plus my metal. Let's do 30. Material. Oh, the other one is super expensive. Oh, 7, 5 and up. $6 for one. It can't be true. Is it true?
Oh, can it be? This is madness.
So I mean, these are. So there is a. But this is like so pleasant. Ooh.
Yeah, this is the dream screw, so let's use that for now.
Look at this beauty right there.
And imagine just it says Hannes 3000 on them.
You think?
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Well, it's not really the dream screw because I wanted to thread in the POM. I know people hate that, but it would work. It would still work. It is the dream screw. So here's a shoulder bolt, everyone. It has a better, I mean, the fit, the action would be better because it's smoother. Oh, look at that. Yeah, but the wallet is not happy. The wallet is crying.
Shut up, wallet. We don't need to hear from you now.
I'm gonna leave one shoulder bolt in there, so
We can stare at it dreamingly.
yeah, exactly. Okay, so here comes the kicker. So down here, I'm gonna just use the same bolt here, so we save some time. I'm going to put a bolt in the moving part, and this is for the Bowden cable and the spring. So let's put it there. Whoa, whoa, let's flip it. Flip. So, ooh, this is exactly in the way here now. Where is the other Bowden cable? It's up there. I'm gonna move the square tubing under, so we have free reign for the Bowden cables.
And Shall Verbeek has a suggestion. He says, Dong Tai Huawei makes custom screws and other metal parts at very reasonable cost. You pay setup cost once and then a cheap price, a cheap piece price.
That's nice. Yeah, I think if we're gonna make this project, I think I'm gonna try to get one person on board that's going to be supply responsible, and that's also the person who's going to deal maybe with suppliers and also invite sponsorships.
Yeah.
So I think if the CAD is promising and there's physical simulation of the thing working, we could present like, do you want us to use your shoulder bolts in the most famous machine of the millennium?
Whoop whoop.
We don't want money. We just want like 300 bolts, and then we talk about how awesome you are. How does that deal sound to you?
Isaac Nielsen, you would only need shoulder bolts where they are doubling as axles to save costs? ?
Yes. That's a good point. That is true. So here we go. I don't want this. So in this plane where you see these things, I want to have Bowden cables coming straight, hopefully kind of straight from the right as you see it, which means that I'm going to move the whole square tubing thing downwards. So let's see. Let's go to this sketch. And let's see what happens if we start to drag things. I haven't done a very impressive job on the parametricness of this. But let's just move it out of the way. There, for example. I'm just toying around. Very often when I design things, I CAD them like 5 times. So I'm sketching in CAD, and then I'm finding out like, oh, we can do this, and then it becomes more and more granular over time. So let's do this. Let's say 18, and you are together with you. You are tangential with you. Now I want to have, because my idea is that we're going to make bended folds from this bracket. So we're going to have things sticking out from this bracket to the side, which is bent and not welded on. I think that's going to be a huge improvement on the Marble Machine X compared to on this machine compared to Marble Machine X. That not everything has to be welded everywhere. Bends and fasteners, I think, is going to be glorious.
And speaking of glorious, Joshua Thornton with a little question here. Maybe each seat on the conveyor drops into a tube at the top, which leads to separate dividers. I'd also like to see flipper dividers in the gates. So now we're back to talking about dividers here. And thank you so much, Joshua.
Thank you so much, Joshua. I've been dreaming about this in the project that we've been working on during the break. The Marble Machine Maker Kit, as it is called. We had separated loops for each marble track, just as you're suggesting. The key problem you have to solve is that you have to catch every marble separately. So on a 37-note vibraphone, how can you keep them? How can you catch them separately? Another thing for all of you to think about there is that we can use the musical programming. So we could actually we could make a marble divider at the bottom of the machine that is triggered by the music program, like under the wheel. So every note makes a marble going up into the conveyor belt in the correct place, for example.
Ah.
That's pretty cool, right?
Whoa.
Yeah. So
Whoa.
we capture all the marbles in one big bucket.
Yeah.
We drive them to a place where all the marbles are waiting, and somehow we make something opening up when there comes a pin for that channel.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
Two different programs.
Oh, yeah.
Complicated.
Yeah, but it's a cool idea.
It is a cool idea. I need to cut a hole in the... So if you can solve how to capture each marble or to solve the thing I just explained, then this isolated thing works. Oh, here's my thing. I have to project this because this is the movement of the bolt that is going to stick through. So I'm going to make center slot here. How can I do this? Oh, let's do it like this. So I'm cutting this out. It's a little nice slot. It's just for the screw to not engage there at all. So let me see. This is what I mean. Boom. So when the bolt is coming, you can see the bolt is coming through there. Looks technical, right?
Yeah.
So this is going to move 1 centimeter, 11 millimeter. Going to be pulled back by the Bowden cables. I kind of like the square tubing closer to the thing. It doesn't look bad.
Yoshik Vitumane, I don't see why you can't have the Bowden cables going through the square tube and use it to fix the housing.
Oh, yes.
To route them inside the tubing?
No, fix the housing. Oh, yes, of course. Wait. So, that would be super elegant. That would be super elegant what you're suggesting. Now when we're so close, because then we would have that for free, so to speak. However, so one Bowden cable is going to be down here on the screw. The other Bowden cable has to connect up here. Which means that we should actually try to get the So
Philip Martin, yeah, run them inside like a bike.
yeah, not through here. This is the wrong angle. They have to run from left to right in the image because they're coming from the programming wheel, and I want the Bowden cable to be as short and as straight as possible.
Yeah, Dean, those cables can't make extremely tight turns.
So I'm going to avoid, we're going to use Bowden cables, but we're not going to make turns and stuff because that's going to be too much friction.
Okay.
But the suggestion earlier to put the
housing.
To put a housing in a CNC hole in the square tubing, it might. So, how do we reach? It might just make it convoluted. It might be better that for repairability and to work with it, it might be better that we have. Because here's my let me show you my idea. Because then we can also make the same on the top one because the top one can't do that anyway. So let me show you my idea here. So this is where the line where the Bowden cable needs to connect. So we're gonna make a bend in this metal thing here. So I'm gonna design it a little janky. It's okay. Let me just do it quick and dirty.
And Yoshik V2Man is back again. The top cable should have a fixture for the housing integrated in the main body of the gate.
Yeah, I'm thinking of doing it in this part, in the blue part. So I thought so first, but then I realized I can do it in this metal bracket and I can have the fixture in the metal bracket. So almost the same idea, but in the metal bracket instead. So where are we here? Profile. So here is the bended part. So it's bent out. So it's cut in one piece and then bent 90 degrees. So let's do 16 or let's do 20. No, it has to be small. 16. So pretend, now it's too close to that hole. Never mind that. Pretend that this part has been bended out and it can be beautiful like this. Like so. And then we, and there's a hole cut in it from the beginning. So there, and do it very quick and very dirty. and this is the fitting for the Bowden cable. And of course, when you see this wall here, we could also think about using this wall here. But what I'm nervous about using the square tubing is how do we access the nut on the Bowden cable, tensioning and stuff. If we do it like this, I think we have a little bit more access. And it's not another part. It's just it is another band. But in the square tubing is still a possibility, maybe if the Bowden cable can sit maybe only at the front. So just a big hole here. It all depends on what kind of Bowden cable fittings we're using. So I'll keep both ideas in my mind. So let's see when we put the so here you can see how the hole is lining up with the actual bolt there. Are the cats okay?
The cats are okay.
Okay, good. Good. So here's a fitting for the Bowden cable. Somehow we need to go to this, and then we need a spring. So yeah, that's going to be the next part. And here's another thing that I'm kind of excited about. Let me CAD that. It's in the same bracket. Wrong sketch. Wrong sketch. Also, what I like with keeping things on this one is that we can pre-assemble. We can kind of pre-assemble it and then just screw it into place. I think that's pretty nice. Let's see.
John loves the Lord. Please look at other positions for the square tube.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, in chat were a lot of people pointing that out.
Yeah.
Please ask Martin to check for other positions.
So give me suggestions on what you want improved. You mean it's too close there right now, but I'm fleshing out the idea now. So I'm going to leave it like that just right now. But so when you say other positions, what do you want to achieve with that? What are you looking for in the new position? Because then I understand the design idea better. So I thought that you could do like this. In the middle of this metal bracket, I want place to attach two springs. So my idea is to just think as a rectangle here. Boom. Kind of like this. And then we can fold this one out. This is probably neater. Probably this is just neater as a weld. It's a fold from the middle. I mean, we're gonna have welding anyway. This is the simplest weld in the world. Oh, it's kind of badass with the like wellpack, like cardboard packages are made and stuff like that. I think it's pretty fun. I'm going to contemplate the bend a little bit longer. So here's my idea like that.
Please show the cables before choosing square tube position. Show the cables.
Yeah. I think I have to CAD the cables for people to get on board.
Yeah.
For context, and I'm going there pretty soon.
It's not set in stone immediately here.
No, we have
We're
to
sculpting here.
we have to have the cables. D. It's a good idea, chat. It's a good idea. I just want to do this. So here's my idea. This is then going to be folded out like they fold out like a computer case or something like that. This can probably not be machine folded out. Yeah, have to probably hammer it out or something. But I just think that we went way too little folding on the previous machine. And I think it's going to be beautiful if we can do more of that on this one. To see how I achieved kind of like I have to fill it this as well if you're gonna imagine that it was folded out of there. You see how this... Oh, wait. What happened here? Did I make it join with the wrong part? Huh. I joined it from the POM. Well done, Martin. So I have to redo that extrusion. So I need to be activating the component. I want the extrusion to be going into 25 millimeters like that. And now it joined the correct thing. It looks ugly and unrefined right now because it's ugly and unrefined. And that's part of fleshing out this idea from my brain into CAD, and then we will be able to make it pretty and refined. So I'm making this little because I want 2 different spring holder things here in this one. You can see it's way too long as well.
I think one of the coolest things about this is also how incredibly tiny this thing is when you think about it, right?
I think it's like a human hand right now, the whole thing.
Yeah. It's always hard when you see CAD stuff like, imagine it. Okay, that's pretty tiny.
CAD
With 2 gates in there.
Yeah, you're so right, Hannes. The CAD always looks so huge. So there we go. We have 2 spring thingies. Cables. So square tubing up here would be kind of nice as well. Just under the... Because I want to get up to here later. I think the square tubing should be moved up rather than down. Let me just show all the components at the same time. Let's have a look. Let's have a little look. So I love these bends. So they're bended from that's all the same part. No welds, nothing.
That's brilliant.
And also with this 24/7 steel company, you can send in the model bent and they calculate a flat pattern for you. So that's pretty awesome. But I think this one in the middle, you have to kind of whack it out with a hammer, and it doesn't have to be more precise than that. It looks super ugly now, but should we move the square tubing before making the Bowden cables, or should we make the Bowden cables so people understand what I'm doing?
Benny 12er. Skip the entire thing on the bracket by just using 1 spring between both droppers.
Good idea. I've been thinking about that today. And Benny Twelver, this tells me that you know exactly how this thing is working. I really appreciate it. There is an edge case, however. It's when you play very fast, the second gate will have to open with a new spring tension, because if we have the spring between them, the second gate will have to... the spring will already be tensioned when the second gate has to open. So it means that the tension is different for that note, which I think can affect music timing for that note, because the spring will just keep the gate tighter and the note will be late, is what I think. So to have everything very repeatable, I want the same spring tension on every release, and that's why I discarded that idea this morning. But I had this exact same thought. Let's make a Bowden cable.
I just want to show really quick here from Gymnocarpa on Dropbox, an alternate gate dividing mechanism. I thought the image was nice.
It's a very nice image. It's the problem with this is when you play, because I had it on my sketchpad this morning. This was what I was going for. The problem is if you play two notes from the right channel, it's not working. Because then when you then play a note from the left channel, the marble can stick, because the marble then goes down to the middle peak and it's not guided by marbles next to them, and it jams. So this we did these several times. We had it on the top of I spent like 4 episodes on the Machine X on these.
Yeah.
And they only work if they're always full. Then they work perfect.
Yeah.
But for example, I can't always program an alternate pattern, because if there's an odd number of notes on this note, so I can do A, B, A, B, A, B, A, but then here's the loop. Then it's going to be A. So then it's A, when the programming wheel loops, and that's why this solution doesn't work. But it's a beautiful idea. If you look at Gonsonator's long Y splits on YouTube, I thought they would work, but they are too long. Let's make a Bowden cable. New component. Bowden cable. So first of all, I need a little nice line. I'm just gonna do this. Where's my sketch? And often when I want to sketch something, I make a sketch and then I use the plane at angle command up here. And then I choose the little line I just made. And then I can get a perfect sketch plane at 90 degrees, exactly where I wanted to start my Bowden cable thing. Now I put a sketch on that plane we just did. So let's start with sketching kind of some kind of Bowden housing.
Doro, so much yellow snow in the timeline.
Doro, I've learned today from Joanna, is part of our subtitle team.
Oh.
So I just want to say huge thanks, Doro, and everyone in the subtitling team. I think they're even subtitling our live streams, or they're.
Oh my!
I don't think they're going through it manually. I think, or you can enlighten me, Doro, how you're doing that. But the subtitling team have just been working since like 2 years, and we're just so happy for you all.
And I apologize for my mumbling sometimes then.
Mumbling?
Must be hard to hear what I say all the time.
I think you should apologize to the YouTube's bots.
Sorry, bots.
So I'm just making a wonky, just to I don't want the Bowden cable to be this wonky, but that's how wonky it can be. I just want to show that it's kind of can be, that this is the Bowden cable. That's what I'm meaning. So let's revolve this as a kind of I'm just marking that there's an intro, maybe with a nut and stuff like that. And let's try to make a pipe out of the Bowden cable here. 4, 8, new body. So here comes the Bowden cable. And then what we've been discussing is that you need a fitting. So let's make the Bowden cable another color. Maybe not black, maybe blue. So this is what you need. You need kind of a stopper that holds the cable.
Uh-huh.
So, and then it's going to be some kind of nut. So this is kind of the end of the cable, and out of here will come the thread. So let me...
RJ Aquaponics says Neo's connection to the Matrix.
Yes, exactly. And I think we're going to make the same thing on the other side here, just a little revolve to kind of show that these are still Bowden stuff. And then from here, we're going to pretend that this is the thing going in and out of the cable. So here comes the thing that is actually being pulled, and it's not pushed. And it pushes around this. So let's cat it something like that. Something like that. Revolve. I'm actually going to revolve them separately so I can be very clear with what is moving and what is not. Am I in the wrong? I'm in the wrong. I'm sorry.
And here comes smart people in chat as always. Sack929U says, use a small constant force spring mounted onto one of the release gates to the other instead of having the bracket in the middle. This would remove the edge case of different amounts of force.
Ooh, a constant force spring. Wow. So you mean it's constant regardless of how drawn out it is?
Oof.
Wait. Because I would love this idea. If it's possible. It would... we still need to make it adjustable, but I think we can do that. Constant force spring. That is interesting. I wonder if that's super... because we can have a pretty long spring. So if it's not a very special thing... Constant force springs. What? No matter how far you extend them, these springs pull back with the same amount of force. So that's a I want an extension spring.
Sack929U, yes, it is a rolled up spring steel.
That scares me. That's going to be too strong. We need so little spring tension. I think probably you have them. So strip, rotor. Oh, this is so cool. Look at all these cool springs. Disc spring, linear wave garter.
Dan Menus adds, constant force spring is bulky and expensive.
Yeah. But I think it might be there might be extension springs that are progressive, and then there might be extension springs that are like anti-progressive. So I think there might be extension springs that maybe have a little bit the same thing.
Darren Gilson says we use them on robots all the time.
Spring tempered steel. So let's just say that maybe if the spring is really long like this, maybe the difference will be neglectable. But maybe we want to individually tune the spring tension for one channel for some reason. So to remove parts of a design, it's not always like it might be good to go with things that I understand as well sometimes.
D-Croc answer, they come in very different forces. They use them in store displays to pull things to the front.
Is that like Tetra
yeah.
packs and stuff like that? Because they don't sound super. That's interesting. Let's do a new body because I want another color of this. And let's color this the shiny little color. There we go. Do you see now the little metal wire coming out of the Bowden cable? And then this little thing.
And Doro here says, yes, we subtitle the weekly streams. And most of the time we are faster than the YouTube autogen. We have a bloopers sheet with what the autogen sometimes does. It is very funny. We save the daily streams for later reference, just in case. On Discord, we have hashtag WDMS. What does Martin say? Because sometimes it is really hard to understand.
For me as well.
Now you need WDHS as well then.
It is amazing the work you put in. We're stunned by. And also, it seems like you have such a nice atmosphere in the team. It seems, I don't know. It seems like you're just doing the Lord's work right there. So thank you so much to the whole subtitle team. Super cool. How many languages do you have now?
Let's see if they answer that question. But first, Slice of Sparta wants to send some love our way, and as Slice of Sparta says, shout out to the whole subtitle team, the mods, all suggestioneers, 103K and everyone else helping make Martin's life easier. This will happen. Totally agree, Slice. They're brilliant. And we don't thank them enough. Our moderators and subtitle team and all those brilliant people who makes our lives easier, right?
Definitely. And here's the Bowden implementation. And isn't this looking pretty cool?
Yeah, I love this.
Imagine it just pulls back and this marble is played. And when it pulls back again, another marble is played. I'm going to insert some springs just for people to see. There's so many springs. Spring. Extension springs. With loop ends. Metric. Metric.
Mackerel Zero. Has anything happened with the snowflake arms since the gym video? And I'm happy to say that, yeah, things are happening. I see it every other day at the gym. The snowflake's arms. Well, you said it though.
Said what?
Your snowflake arms.
Yeah. They are
turning into a blizzard.
They are turning into the Balrog himself. Yeah, Blizzard. You always say that's so funny. That is, you invented that, didn't you? Okay, here we go. Length of the whole spring. Oh, how many they have. It's crazy. Let's do 31 millimeter. 4.5. This is okay. Let's do this one. No, it's super fun actually. It's keeping. We have a nice routine. 3 times per week in at 6:30 in the morning. Is the fusion gonna crash now? No. And slowly, very slow progression. But we're using a very nice app. It's called Strength Log, which is from a Swedish company actually.
Yep.
I think they're called Styrkelabbet in Sweden.
Yep.
And there's a free version of the app, Strength Log. It has like it's on App Store. It's SL, and it's very motivating because you make like small personal bests very often. And there's like I would never know how the exercise is made. There's like small little GIF animations for every exercise. It's very, very nice actually.
And it's always important to log your workout so you know what you've been doing. You always think, I will remember, but it's really hard remembering. So if you want progression, you really need like a diary. And that app is a digital diary.
Yeah, and then it kind of says like, so you go there and you have your program. It does all the progression for you, and so you go there and you don't even know what you're gonna do, and you just open the app and you just follow the app. It's like you don't have to like, do I feel like this today? It's just don't question the app and just do what it tells you, and just like fix the routine, the habit. And this is something like we talked about 100 years ago when we made like 7 podcast episodes. We talked about how to create habits.
Yeah.
And it feels like having someone to do it together with is such a nice thing. I mean, you have what's called like
accountability partner.
Accountability partners. So here's a spring and here's another spring. So that looks awful right now, but it's just to show the idea. And now we need a Bowden cable also up here. So let's just copy this Bowden cable. And just put it up there as well. Ooh.
A nice little chime.
Nice.
That means a really nice little contribution and support from either it's Lane or Ian. I think it's Lane. This channel is like a cross between Stuff Made Here and Rob Scallon, and I love it.
Oh, thank you.
I believe. Thank you so much. You are awesome. You're breathtaking.
Absolutely. Thank you for believing. I did believe, but then I realized that hope is not a strategy. So, I kind of slowly start to believe as well.
Yep.
So here's the second Bowden cable for the other gate, also being pulled by another programming thing. So let's just make another of these stops from the same metal bracket. And it starts to become very obvious that the square tubing should be in between these 2 Bowden cables.
Yeah. And here's a suggestion that gets a little bit of traction here in chat right now. So let's see what it is. RJ Aquaponics. Why not put the spring around the exposed Bowden cable to reset? Then reset pressure can be adjustable.
Why not put a spring around the exposed Bowden cable? Right. Ooh, a compression spring. Ah, that's elegant. Okay, I'm going to. So ooh. It depends. I don't know what kind of Bowden cables we will get, but I have to CAD this suggestion. It's a very cool idea. Thank you, RG Aquaponics, and everyone championing the suggestion. So this is also an adjustable solution with some more parts, because I need this to be adjustable. So how actually would that be adjustable though? Would you like put in shim washers? How would you make that? But let me insert a spring.
Have you saved in a while?
Yes.
Okay, just a reminder.
Compression spring. Everyone is gonna love the looks of this. I can already say. Oh, I can just make a coil. I'll make a coil in Fusion. Coil. So on this surface, in the middle here, there, and the section size should be smaller. Revolutions should be 20, and the length.
I'm just gonna go to the Whiz Palace quickly.
Do that, my friend. I'm going to have a cool compression spring for you
To enjoy.
when you're back. I must have done something wrong here because the coil radius is too small. Diameter. Maybe I put these in the wrong. Section size. There, here we go. So basically what would happen is that when it pulls, it becomes like this, and then it goes out like this. I think this is, depending on the Bowden cable. There might also be like Bowden cables with this built in. How would this actually work? It will get some friction. It's super cool you pointed this out. And like, so if we have this, we can take these away. And we can take this whole thing away. And so when you see it like this, you're like, yeah, of course it's going to be like that. But how would I actually adjust the tension of this? So that's my question for you. You can write it now, and then Hannes can read it out when he's back. I'm going to put another one up here. That looks awesome, but maybe if it's just threads and then with a nut or something. Let me do the support. So this is a cool look, right, Hannes?
It's really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this really, really much. We come a long way today.
Well, yeah, kind of. I have to. This is hanging in the air. I have to fix that, and I want to move the square tubing in between the two Bowden cables. I think that will make so much more sense. But let's make this one first. And if someone just joined and wonder where's all the marbles at, there they are.
Yahoo!
This is kind of convoluted. Where's our escapement wheels then? There they are.
Oh,
This is cool. This is cool, actually.
I like it really, really much.
Yeah, I like it too. It's cool because it's actually it is Gonzo's escapement gate. No, Rosero's escapement gate, but with Gonzo's thing and my cyberbase doubling up and mirroring. So it's really nice iterative.
The Holy Trinity.
It's a really nice iterative design. Let me see when I can find here. Let me cheat this. Why not?
And yeah, people are talking about it should be like in bike brakes.
Yeah.
Look at bicycle brake cables, bike brakes.
Yeah, there's industrial cables that I think, and people talk about hydraulic cables, and so hopefully we can use something like that, because if I understand it correctly, they should have less friction. So I'm just making the thing that is going to be bent out, and then I'm making, just excuse this ugly sketches now. How many times have I said that?
Nobody can count that high.
I've said it more times than there are variation of chess games.
Yeah, said it more times than I said woohoo.
Definitely. Sadly. Sad but true. So here we go. So this goes out like this.
Memeplex. Top Bowden cable housing can be part of the PDME housing.
Yes. Yes, that's a very good point. And I think it's absolutely true. So the idea that was just pointed out is that this cable could sit in these black things instead and attach to the middle of this here. However, I kind of want to keep everything in one plane. And in kind of with the same technique. But it would make this metal bracket smaller. It's an interesting suggestion. And also, I have some kind of idea of actually having some see-through material here at the top to actually expose the marbles. And then the cable would be in the way for that. But that's not my main motivation. My main motivation now is like to have the same for the Bowden cable everywhere.
Yeah.
And to have them in the same plane. But I think it would work like the way you're suggesting it. Here. Let's go for this sketch that is hidden. Let's just extend the bracket here. -4, I think. Join. No, I joined the wrong thing. There we go. So I really love when you're sending all these suggestions because you're really opening up for things that I haven't thought. And sometimes it's hard to hear all the suggestions while I'm like on another suggestion. But I know that over time, like already you come with stuff that I'm missing, and it's really cool. So and even the ones, even if I don't use the suggestions, they are still helping.
RJ Aquaponics is at it again. Centering will result in less torque and no wasted force or resistance.
So, yes. That I totally agree with that. However, the spring, I'm not sure this spring will work. And what is cool with this is that when the two springs are in the same plane, so this torque will work through down the center of the shaft to this spring. And since them in the same plane, I think we will have very small amount of sideways force. So I think the fact that the spring is there is kind of offsetting the torque correctly. And if we center it, I have no place to put a spring in the same plane unless this is working. And also, so we have it centered on one of them and off-center on the other. And there's just something about this that makes me want to keep the two sides as similar as possible. Also up here, so if the Bowden cable is meant to be screwed into like a 4mm metal, 4mm of this black POM Delrin would feel maybe a little bit scary, as it was maybe a little bit too thin. But I'm definitely keeping the idea in mind. Now let's move the square tubing. Did you have another one?
No. Let's see. John loves the Lord. Torque on the escapement arm is what he means.
Yeah, that's what I meant as well. Let's see if we're talking about different things. I'm going to see if I can cut this loose.
And John loves Lord yet again. Both cables centered to escapement arm connection is best.
No, because yes, it's center, but where do you put the spring?
Before summer.
I think like the side thing, thanks to the fact that the spring is pulling at the same plane, I think the thing you're worried about is actually kind of taken care of because the spring is pulling in the same plane. Like if there was place for the spring centered, I would definitely put everything center. But then you have to also fight with the PMMA pipes to center the Bowden cables. Is everything centered? I would love center if it was possible. So if the fact is that if this works, but then also center, how do you make the connection to the thing? You can make it in the middle. There might be a super beautiful centered solution for both of them if this spring would work. But if I need to attach a spring somewhere else, things get more murky.
Camera Smith, people are suggesting put the spring at the registrators.
Yeah, so a Bowden cable is normally not pushing, it's more pulling. And putting the spring here pulls the cable back, so it doesn't have to push itself back. So we definitely want it close to here. Otherwise, these marbles would need to be pushed back through the whole Bowden cable. And I only want to pull with the cable. I don't want to push.
And Moen has a question for you there. Do you have space for the Bowden cables on the side like that? It effectively makes the marble gate wider.
I think so, because the gate is so small. And I think the vibraphone plates are further apart than what the gate is wide now. And if we put them on the side on all of them, but I do agree. If we could center, I would love to. Also because of that reason.
Yeah.
So
that's something to work on
Yeah,
for the future. I mean, today it's so nice to see now the vision of this whole Bowden cable system.
Yeah.
This opens at least my eyes. I understand better now the whole what you guys have been discussing over my head.
Let's see.
RJ Aquaponics. Y fork in the center with connection point.
Y fork in the center with connect. I don't understand.
And John Loves the Lord. Y yoke connection to the escapement arm. Is this to have them centered? Are they still talking about that, perhaps?
Y yoke connection to the escapement arm. Can you Google a Y yoke?
Guess it kind of like a Y fork.
The centered solution would be really, really cool. I totally agree with that. It's just that it has to make room for everything. So much yellow snow right now.
Doro is crying. So much yellow snow.
I am crying a little bit about the snow.
Yoke rod connection. Wasn't easy to find.
I think it's the connector to the center of the arm they're talking about. So some kind of T thing, maybe.
Mike Perry here then. What they are saying is to route the cables together, and then when you reach the gate, fork the cables out onto the gate.
Aha.
Thanks for the clarification.
Yeah, so we're only routing them together if it makes sense space. They will now they're copies of each other, which is a little stupid. So I can't really get them together. They will come from kind of the same place. They will Y fork somewhere. That's true.
It is a Clevis joke.
A clever joke?
A Clevis yoke. Let's see if I can just pull something up there really quick then. Is this what they're talking about?
Yeah, so pretty soon we have to get into kind of finding the actual cables and stuff. That's super beautiful. That would be so cool. I think it would be a little shame. Oh, but the cable can come up from the side, of course. So I do think currently the gate has been made too wide because the thing sits on the side. Let me put the other POM half on. So kind of currently let's measure, say, from here. It's not so much, you know. We're still on 45 millimeters, and I think there's plenty more than 50 millimeter center to the commercial vibraphones. So I actually think we have this, and I actually think it's pretty nice that everything is reachable from the side here.
I feel there's a lot of belief starting to happen in chat now also.
That's nice.
If we just pull up this from Adele R. Wow, starting to look pretty cool, this design.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Mike Kelly. Wow, look at that thing. Great start. Huh?
Nice. Maybe I should. That's super nice to hear. I think so too. And the reason I did it like this is because we're gonna have screws here. Let me try to make the most ugly things a little bit less ugly.
And Gonzo just says here, now just add the rest of the bike.
Gonzo has the idea to make the whole machine bike powered.
Yeah, you're just sitting there pedaling away.
And the horrible truth about that is that it's probably the easiest to play tight music. So it's actually formed from function. But I feel the circus level is just too high. So, but maybe in the end, Guns, it's going to be just a bike, the whole thing. Wouldn't that be cool? So I'm just showing now how clean we can make this. If we have this, if this compression spring works, I just want to show like how clean we can make this. So we can remove all this. Boom. So the brackets is much smaller now, see?
Yeah.
And I'm going to add some bolts as well. So some vanity fillets. Which always makes it look like you know what you're doing. Centralized Bowden cables. You're right to championing that idea.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right to championing that idea. And as I said, so putting the spring like this and using a compression spring instead of an extension spring is a suggestion that came up now that I hadn't contemplated, and that makes this centralized thing possible. So that is pretty cool.
Do you have brilliant suggestions? You know, you can always upload to the Dropbox and we can take a look at it there. Yeah. And you find all the information you need in the description of this video or on wintergatan.net.
Nice. Nice. Let's whack on an M8. My favorite bolt in the world.
Oh, yeah.
You know which one that is?
M8.
M8.
Flathead.
No.
No.
Socket head.
Socket head, of course.
They have... So far, they have never let me down. Ever. I just love to hold them in my hand. It's like when I have an M8 bolt, probably they're overkill, but they are Beautiful. So let's just put one in for hope and glory. Look at this. Oh, all of a sudden, things turn exciting, right? Boom. It's an ugly bracket here. Never you mind. So the reason I'm putting bolts here is that we're going to have less welds. And I kind of want to... It's nice if this is a replaceable part. Let's just for fun just show people like this.
Yes. Love it.
Oh, you love the long bar?
Yes. I can see it now.
Now just add the rest of the bike.
And all the 3,000 gates now.
Oh yeah, let's do some... So it is. I am suffering with the visibility. I have to say it. Like maybe there is another world where this is a transparent thing. I don't know.
I just don't think any physical like slits or something like that. But if there was a way to have some acrylic stuff that the marbles are rubbing against.
There are, and it's just not for now.
Yeah.
But there are good ways to do that. We talked about it in the kitchen the other night, if you remember.
Yeah.
I have ideas for how to open up the design so we can see a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because it is a little it is a little shame. You also don't see these. Look at this. There we go. We can choose contrasting POM colors, white and black and stuff. So that's that. And then let's make this pipe transparent. Maybe we're gonna feel a little bit better if we do that. Opacity control 20. Probably let's take some marbles. Do 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 do. Is it the first three? Oh yeah.
No name. Can we have the Wilson cam before sleeping? Ask and you shall receive, my friend. There is the little rascal. Chipper as always. Chipper?
Yeah. Chipper and chapper.
Yeah.
If it's not a word, it is now.
Look at him smiling the day away.
Yeah. He's been eating some zip ties.
It's like spaghetti for him.
Why are you eating the zip ties?
A strange fellow, that one.
So check this idea then. If we make like... No, I stopped my own.
John loves the Lord. Entire side plate can be eliminated if Bowden cables are centered and body mounts to square tube. Memeplex. The best way is to turn the brackets inward instead of out like it is now. And Lars Fristedt, another one who champions the center ones, the center cables. Now it looks obvious to center the Bowden cable and use a clevis yoke to pull the control arm.
Oh, so the idea was here to pull this, to use this side, but to bend it towards the center instead. That's a cool idea. Also down here we can do exactly the same. So I just want to say something. This bracket is very cheap. So we should not like try with all our might to eliminate these cheap. And I have a perfect supplier, for example, 24/7 steel, that will send them in. I'm gonna make everything in stainless steel, no mild steel this time. So I'm not going to, in the first place, try to remove like this part, which is like really cheap and easy to manufacture, and a part that I understand and stuff like that. So that's a cool idea to just bend these towards the center instead. If I need more space, I can just move this attachment point. Huh.
And Doro is back here and said, Martin asked how many languages we have covered, them being the subtitle team. English subs are done for 99.6% of the videos. Currently we have 8 languages in the making, but we need some more native speakers for that. So if there's any subtitle hungry people out there who wants to do some subtitling, I guess all the information you need is on the Wintergatan Discord, I guess.
Yeah, it's fantastic what you are doing. Can't thank you enough. Have a subtitle team. Amazing. So if everyone feels to join them, check Discord. So let's do this for fun.
Oh yeah. Here we go.
Towards the future, right?
Yeah.
But it's easy now when we're on one plane. We don't have black keys yet.
And the good thing is now that we have cables, we're going to need some cable management. And who are better on cable management than these two guys right over here? We know what we're doing.
Oh, okay. Now I'm on scene. So this is, I think, so this is a little depressing. Like from here, you see nothing. But it's like I have, if I'm gonna freak about aesthetics, I'm never going to build this machine.
No.
It's just never going to happen. And it's just, I actually want to bring up the old gate. I have the no, let's not. It's here. Gates archive. Boo!
Ooh, get that out of my face! I don't want to see it.
Boo!
Ooh.
And there's so much love in this. It's amazing. There's so much love to expose the marbles here in this gate. And we have exposed marbles and a non-functioning machine. So these are the trade-offs that we will need to make. I hate that we can't see what's happening.
Why stop now? It's gonna work. God damn. You don't always need to see the marbles in there. They're gonna be dropped on instruments.
So let me get together a sketch of all the brilliant ideas that I'm gonna follow up on.
And I like this. This is from Mike Perry. I might get some flack for saying this. Kinetic fingers can return. I am being serious about this. They can be added on the front gate at the end of the project. Long live kinetic fingers. I know one viewer is going to be really happy with that. And that's Simon Rosén, right?
Simon Rosén, who made from Kinetic Finger fame.
Kinetic finger fame.
Yeah, it's Maureen and Simon Rosén. Can we have the sketch pad in the corner so we can look at the sketch CAD and the sketch pad at the same time?
If I can actually
look
do
at that. Look at that. I almost went Ben Avery on you, but then we just fix it. So, double gate iterations. We have some beautiful suggestions from the audience. So, to do 1 round marble path in the corner to avoid sticking. 2, investigate. So I just want to say something about centering. If we center the Bowden cables, they will collide with the marbles. So this is kind of look here. There's a lot of thinking behind each design decision. Can you see here that there is a controlled pattern? Marbles, Bowden cables, marbles, Bowden cables, marbles, Bowden cables. So if we center the Bowden cables, I think we have to turn the cables more. And I want as straight Bowden cables as possible. And I know that we're going to fight for space. And I kind of love the fact that the Bowden cables is not using the same plane at the marble. So the centering and as well, how can I say this? The main force. Oh yeah, here's a really important point. The spring is in the same plane as the cable. The spring is the main force, which means this off-axis thing is not an issue. It's really not an issue. It's not going to pull because it sits so neatly, and it's not going to pull sideways, I don't think. So we have to think like, what would centering solve except being super pleasant? But definitely investigate centering. It's not like super obvious to me what we win and what we lose. That it's even if we can do it, it's not obvious that I think we should.
And all of you in chat are screaming that we need center now, and if you have those suggestions, upload them to Dropbox. Martin, will you upload a new version of the CAD?
Yeah.
So they can play around with this if they want to have a go at it?
Definitely.
Great.
3, investigate, see-through. I have some simple ideas that will not affect performance, that could just maybe make life a little bit more exciting. So let me actually show you. No, we maybe do we have time for that? So imagine if we cut a slot here. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So check this out. We make a sketch here. So there's a way to do this without glue, without nothing. So when we see these halves, CNC these halves, we cut these slots with round edges like this. Oh, it's cutting them in everything. Good. And then we're opening up a window here. God, this is messy. I love it.
Yes.
So then we're opening up the window like this. And then we can mechanically lock with no glue, nothing. Oh, sorry. I have to make this shorter. Chaos reigns. There we go. Ah, this is actually cool. This is actually good design, I think. Maybe. So now if we take back the other half. Not you. But you. God, you can't see anything in this black POM. Let's make you gray. Thank you. And I need to do this cutting operations before I do the mirror. Let's see how this works. Can I drag the mirror to the end? Almost, but no cigar. No, because it's in the pattern. Okay. So when we look it from the top, is it not cut all the way through? Sometimes when I try to do things fast, it just ends up slow. What is the firefighter thing? Slow is a smooth is fast. Isn't that the thing? This has to obviously be cut all the way down to the marbles. There we go. Now I think you see where we're going. Inside this pocket, we put a laser cut acrylic thing. And when we do the same on the other half, and we put that on there, and it has the same cutout, we will see the marbles through that window, but the marbles will not fight against like open air. They will bump up against the acrylic.
Okay. And this is for when we're filming then.
Yeah, but you can also do it here on the front.
Yeah.
And you can also do it down here. So you can do it much wider. So you can actually have almost the whole marbles visible from the front, kind of. But it's low on the priority.
Yeah, and on the utmost end of everything, you can have the sides more open, right?
Exactly. So we can, on the ones to the side, we could do. I mean, there's even a possibility to just have one backing and then just layer a piece of plexiglass on the side, which is actually kind of cool. Because if we do that on the side, and when you film, then you will kind of imagine that that's how all of them work.
Yeah.
So maybe we can just put on the last one, we just put acrylic here.
Yeah. Problem solved. Everyone's happy. Boom.
Yeah, but it's to open up this track in my brain where I can't show off the beautiful mechanisms. It's taken me a long time, but I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I'm getting there. So what else did we have for beautiful suggestions from the audience? Round marble path, investigate centering, investigate see-through. Of course, we have to keep on make things neat.
People are also wondering about how you're going to access all the bolts and stuff when it's this tight.
That's a good point, and we're not basically. So that's another 5 access for adjust when assembled. So that could be feather in the cap for center as well, because if we center, it's probably going to be on top here and below here, which means that you can access all that. The center of this cable will make this Bowden cable longer, and I don't like that. It will make it longer, and it will make it it has to like be pulled around it has to kind of glide over the marbles, but not a lot. It's only a little. It's probably okay. I like it. I actually love it.
Yeah. Really cool. Great progress today also. You've done brilliant work today.
Yeah.
So fun to see parts. It's one thing talking about them, but seeing them... Now I understand
Okay.
how they're supposed to work.
Yeah, and then we talked about modules and interfaces. At the other end of the Bowden cable is the whole muting mechanism program switch and everything. So it's fun to start with the Bowden cable because it's so obvious that we have a module over here. The Bowden cable is the interface, is also a module, but it's interfacing, and there's an input and an output and a process like we've been talking about last week. But hey, before we go, we have something very important. We need your help because we've been trying to finish the text for California Dreaming. I just want to show you how far we've gotten so far, okay, to end this lovely stream on. So, did I just erase it? Wait. I erased it.
Well...
Wait, where is the... Oh, I hate notes. Sometimes you can shake the phone and it comes back. Okay, I think I remember it. So, everyone, if you can pitch in with good lines for the next verse, we have... I have to take a sketch to make this work. Where is my beautiful sketch? It's so fun also now when the sketch is like the worst ever. Here. All the lines are black.
Lines are black.
And the sketch is constrained.
And the sketch is constrained.
I had it on my phone. When I'll extrude my parts,
I extrude my parts.
everything stays the same.
It stays the same.
Circle is tangential.
Oh, it's tangential.
Rectangular array.
Tangential array.
California dreaming.
California dreaming.
Such a winter's day. That's all we have, but I think it's super promising, okay? So please pitch in. Please send to Dropbox. Please send into Dropbox. We want to make it really good. We have to tell a true CAD story, and if we look at the original lyrics, the rhymes should be on the same vowels. Like there was like some line that sounded like because the song is all the leaves are brown, but we have all the lines are black. That kind of level we want. Yeah. Okay, go for it. Just go for it. California Dreaming. It's going to be finished probably before the Mar Machine 3. And we're finished with this live stream, and you are all awesome. So thanks for hanging out with us. I think we're on the way to something beautiful. Thanks to Sir 3K, as always, bringing the goodies. We'll be back tomorrow with another effort in this Marty vs. Machine saga.
Yeah, take care, everyone. Bye.